jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Saying that you're the best, you gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
First in the building. You already know Don Vaughn is on deck. What's good with it, Don? Salute to everyone that's in the building. The hottest chat in the game. Nothing changed. You know what it is. WCS back at it again with another one. Big blunts and boxing in the building. What's the deal, family? What's good with it? GOAT is on deck. Salute to you. Escape on deck. What's good? I see you. Green in the building. Man, Diddy James needs a doctorate program. Say one more again, huh? We're going to get down to the bottom of this. I thought about coming into this live stream conventional today, but I think I'm going to fight unconventional. I think I have to come into this, you know what I'm saying, in the southpaw stance. I have to take a different approach because obviously somebody isn't feeling what I'm speaking on. And I'm doing it out of the goodness for the better good of the boxing fans and the boxing media. That's all. It's no ill intent. You just may not want to hear what I got to say there, Derrick. I'm trying to come up with a plan that's suitable for both of these fighters so the boxing fans can see this fight a second time. That's where I'm at with it. Bill's Boot Camp on deck, man. Salute to you, brother. Boxing fan talk in the building. You already know what it is, man. Those of you that's on deck, do me a big favor and hit the like button. The like button. Do me that favor, man. You know what I'm saying? Do me that favor. Look, that's a good ask for me. That's just a good ask. All I'm doing is asking you to do something that's simple. You feel me? I mean, it's just like free movement. That's all it is. It's just like free movement. Just like when Crawford was in there freely punching Errol Spence in his face. Free movement. You know what I'm saying? Within the areas that matter. The like button. We got to definitely get the likes up for the algorithm and everything else. What's good? Don on deck, I see you. The XO Factory in the building. Salute to you. OGWCS, the hottest chat in the game. We on deck. I'm still eating on leftover fish. You know what I'm saying? If you feel that the leftovers has gotten cold, okay, all you have to do is, you know, just grab another fillet. I'm pretty sure you got some fillets laying around in the fridge. Just grab another one. That's all. Dump it in the hot grease. It ain't gonna take nothing but a little bit here and there. Flip it over. You good. You good. Good habits are hard to break. You know what I'm saying? Remember that. We still in the first week, people. You still keep that grease hot. You still fillet them fish. You know what I'm saying? We did what we had to do. Truth be told, I'm going to be honest with you. We did what we were supposed to do. So if you want to digress from the fried fish, you know what I'm saying? It's nothing wrong with that. You know what I'm saying? Because right now we won. You can go back to eating steak because I think we put a dent in the population of fish. For real. We got whales ripping out the liver of sharks. I think the goddamn whales was pissed off just at the fact that he was calling himself the big fish and he's supposed to be dangerous. I guess the orcas like had to remind him, like, okay, let's see how you like that. Let's see how you like this right here. Let me remind you who the real killers are. You getting tattoos of sharks, but you forgot the orcas? You know what I'm saying? You forgot the dolphins? You thought the orcas look a little soft? Let's remind this young buck. So let's get down to it. As you all know, I did a live the other night, and I pretty much been highlighting Derrick James because he definitely deserved to be highlighted. Real talk. This isn't us just spinning the wheel and treading and running in place. You know what I'm saying? No, this is real talk. There's conversation out there of a potential rematch, right? And at first, for the last 5 years, this was a beast of a matchup. This real talk. This is the beast of a matchup. For the last 5 years, we've been dealing with our own boxing media Cinco de Mayo. We didn't know when the freaking match and why it haven't happened. But we had one indication. It was because he took the easy route. He wanted to take the easy route. To be intellectually honest, okay? We understood that, hey, we had the two guys to make the fight happen, right? To be the actual contestants in there. But in the sport of boxing, we have other moving parts. We have the shakers and the movers. We have individuals that felt that it would be nice. And look, I keep on trying to remind people, like, stuff that I put out here was absolutely on point. I put it out there that the easy route ruined Spence. I did that. We've been waiting for this fight forever and a day, and the easy route ruined him. Himself and his coach knew that he was taking the easy route. He knew he was taking the easy route. They also knew that them fights was internal to the Texas footprint too. I told y'all that once he get outside the Texas footprint for a fight of this magnitude, it's going to be chaos. It's going to be his demise, man. It's no way that he's going to, like without saying something, you're saying something. Like, when you put it out there to fight, maybe predetermined, isn't predetermined a more healthier word than just say it's fixed? Even though predetermined is much longer, it's still a more polite, healthy word than the short word fixed. You know what I'm saying? A 5-character nail in your head. The fight is fixed. Everybody turns and look at you like, huh? But if you say predetermined, oh, well, I'm looking at it. I know the people's been talking. No, I said predetermined. Do you know what predetermined means? That means it's already determined pre-fight. That means beforehand, we already know who's gonna win. No, come on, buddy. You're crossing the line. Come on. I know it's Friday and everything. Hey, give this guy another. Hey, give him another round on me. I don't like. Hey, let's get some in him. I don't like this type of temperature. It's predetermined stuff. Well, what about fixed? Well, fixed is even worse. Hey, hurry up with that round. They get mad. The fact that I said the easy route ruined Spence. His coach and Spence knew about the easy route. Within the easy route, this guy was on record as saying that he could go in there 40%. That's what Derrick James said. He was 40%. He was 40% going in there, y'all. Diddy James say he was 40% braggadocious, right? He was up there bragging, y'all, acting all arrogant and shit, like he had the plan for everything. You couldn't tell him nothing. He had the plan. 40% he was going in here fighting a Danny Garcia, a Dennis Ugas. You know what I'm saying? Coming off an eye injury with your Dennis Ugas. I mean, en route to face your Dennis Ugas coming off an eye injury, right? And they knew all along that once he went in there and got that WBA title, they knew they had other plans. Yeah, they had other plans. It wasn't just the easy route. It was the easy route, and then they was going to attempt to steal the belt from Crawford. They just had to find a way. They just had to find one way to get one of those two fighters or any other fighter that Spence has been in there with to scoop the belt off of him. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much Crawford had already went in there and did what he was supposed to do. Crawford went in there in 2021 and beat Porter. They exhausted everything. They exhausted. Not only that, they was trying to get Spence to fight Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman don't have the WBO belt, nor was Keith Thurman lined up to face the WBO champion in Crawford. So they tried to send a Kell Brook and a Sean Porter, but it didn't work. All alone, Derrick James is in hiding. Once again, I love the way Bomac sent that seal on the block over there. I loved it. I loved it, the way he threw that seal on the block over there. He said, sit back and watch. He said, Derrick, no more hiding, man. Who would have known that Derrick James was hiding? But initially when he said it, I was like, okay, I get it. He's been the guy who had two fighters that was unified, got the award and everything. He's been up there, over there in Texas, having people believing that he's that guy. He's that guy. You know why? Because he had Mel Charlo go back in there. He became undisputed, right? He had him beat Jason Rosario, and then beat Brian Castano. Okay, cool. He had Danny Garcia and Sean Porter and freaking Dennis Ugas. He's proven, he was proving people. Like I said, he was proven to some that he was unequivocally that guy that received that award. But over there in Omaha, they didn't see that way. They didn't see him as one of these guys who was that guy. They didn't see it that way. They were just like, the competition that Errol Spence was fighting was tailor-made stylistically for him to go in there and compete and get the victory. See the one unorthodox fighter, awkward, you know what I'm saying? Very snazzy, rough, rugged. That was Sean Porter. See, Sean Porter stylistically gave them an in front of you type of fight. Come forward right there in front of you. Knowing damn well Sean Porter fought Danny Garcia differently. He fought Sebastian Formella differently. He didn't have to fight Terence Crawford that way. He didn't have to. I didn't hear all this, I'm going to break Sean Porter. I never heard any of that shit until we got the Crawford. Am I lying or not? I never heard him say he was breaking Sean Porter. I never heard him say he was going to break him mentally, physically, and spiritually. So prior to the accident, whatever, game plan they came up with Sean Porter was what we seen him carry out with every other fighter. He was just coming in there, throwing punches, and everybody was bragging about his 60, 70 punches around, and he's this high volume puncher. We heard this, right? We heard it. But all along, what does a fighter need to take it to the next level when you've been using the same freaking MO? You've been using the same method, the same format over and over again. The format becomes what? Predictable. The format becomes predictable. And goddamn it, Spence format has been predictable for a long time. And the bad part about it, right, was that people were saying that they haven't seen everything that Crawford had to offer. All alone, Derrick James is living off the marketability, the brand. You know what I'm saying? People believing that he's that guy over there in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? He's been getting away with athletic fighters being in his camp all this time. Spencer's been sitting there chilling, hoping and praying and wishing that somehow, some way that belt can be lifted. And Crawford them stood strong, man. I love it. Crawford them stood strong for real. You know what I'm saying? They would not be deterred by the stalling tactics that was going over there for several months last year, as if they really was trying to negotiate the fight. And not only that, we had a period of retardation. We had people believing that two fighters would go in there with a fight of this magnitude. Just think about this, process this, people. We just seen a fight go on July 29th. I mean, star-studded attraction. How would you feel if you walked into the T-Mobile Arena in Vegas and you were getting paid the net pay based off the net, not the gross, the net? Think about that now. Think about that. As a fighter of this magnitude, would Crawford, would he have wanted to walk out with M? Would he have the same excitement, even though he agreed to everything? Would he have the same excitement walking in there knowing he's getting paid pennies, a bag of crumbs for a fight of this magnitude? And so many freaking people was in there. So many people, y'all. So many people was in there. Like, I don't know if, a lot of people even process how many people was in there, but it was amazing. It was simply amazing. But coming back to the moment, though, finally we get in 2023 and we're thinking to ourselves, like, now we get to see the two best fighters, the pound for pound, we get to separate one another. And all along, we wasn't expecting the press conference to go the way it did. And it's great that Bomac topped it off by putting that hook out there on Derrick James and yanking his ass up and letting the people know that, hey, you never went against me nor my staff. You never went against me nor my staff. But Derrick James was busy acting like a little kid and busy talking about how someone's size is and everything like that. But ultimately, I seen something, right? Just like Mikey Garcia, I seen something. I seen Derrick James finally get backed up in the corner. I heard it in his voice, man. The way he responded to Bomac. The only thing he can respond with was freaking insults. I knew it. Bomac had him at that moment. He had him. He said, finally, what we've been saying, people that's been seeing it, now it's right in the open. This guy couldn't talk boxing with him. He couldn't talk resume for resume. He quietly say, what about Jermell Charlo? No, if you really built Jermell Charlo up to the undisputed, you would have said that loud and proud. You would have let the people know, I got Jermell Charlo. But Bomac put it out there, man. He snatched Derrick James from under that rock that he was comfortable in. And he brought it out to the general public for many to see that he had been hiding. He ain't the coach. Bomac, hey, put him out there. You're not the coach that everybody think you are. You ain't never went up against me or my staff. That wasn't profound. I got to keep on mentioning because that shit was classic. You're talking about folding the page back. You're talking about folding the page back on the boxing annals. And when you're talking about champion coaches, and yeah, you both got champion fighters in your stable, but you're talking about two coaches that's going in here for one of the historical fights of this era. And there's levels in between them. One is in elementary and one is in college. One attends a university, rather. One is the professor at that university, while the other one in elementary is a student. No one is going to convince me following this fight, following the performance that we witnessed, that Derrick James is going to be able to do anything more than what I said. I put it out there. I said he cannot outcoach Brian Bomac. and he cannot outthink Terence Crawford. So I got to ask you, the listeners, how in the hell is Errol Spence supposed to come back in this rematch and be competitive? How is Errol Spence supposed to return for a rematch after what we witnessed now? A fight that wasn't even close, regardless of what Crawford said. Crawford was being a sportsman and a gentleman the whole freaking time. We're talking about a fighter in Crawford who can talk his shit, right? Like the Crawford who crossed Derrick James and they was about to get into it. That's the Crawford that they was trying to get out. Plenty of people was trying to pull it out of him, man. They was trying to ask him dumbass questions after dumbass questions, and they was trying to ask him questions to make it seem like he was really the B side in life when Crawford felt he was the A side, right? They was really trying to get this man to jump off the ledge head first, and they can say, well, how are you going to go in here and fight in Vegas if you have such a short temper? Wow. I never thought he'd do it that easy. And I had him on the clock. Yeah, Bob. What's the time on that clock? It was about 6 seconds. That's what I'm talking about. It's no way he's beating Errol Spence. It's no way. You're talking about years and years. You talk about people that was talking all that noise that he ain't did this right. He over there top rank. He's working for Massa. He should just leave Top Rank. The man resigns with Top Rank. He is denigrated in the media, ridiculed, continue to win, right? Leaves Top Rank, said, if you couldn't get me in a fight while I was signed to you, I don't think you can get the fight when I'm not with you. Boom, he's out. Then these unfortunate scumbags start running with some Daniel Cunningham narrative like it had anything to do with boxing. These hateful slime bags, you know what I'm saying? They start running with something else, right? Which had nothing to do with boxing. All along, they refused to talk about the real problem. The real problem is Derrick James, bro. We know Spence is the problem. We know that. But I'm talking about when it comes to the so-called coach, the one that's supposed to come up with the plan, the one that has all the answers, you know, and everything else. He's supposed to be the equalizer. He's supposed to be the textbook. He's supposed to be the one to gather everybody together. He's supposed to be the voice, the organizer, and say, hey, let's all sit down together and look at this tape, and we got to find out how we can continue to grow. Growth is essential. It's mandatory. See, he never thought growth was mandatory. I don't think James thought that growth was mandatory. You know what I'm saying? I just believe he felt that growth would come based off what he believed he knows, because you wasn't a top level fighter, right? So being that you wasn't a top level fighter and you going around talking about, oh, they think I'm a punk because I'm in a suit. No, nobody thinks you're a punk. You were a professional fighter, bro. Nobody thinks you're a punk. It's just some people out here think you act like an asshole. They don't think you're a punk. A punk and an asshole is different. Your ways on what you demonstrated again exudes asshole. Like when you have Team Crawford bringing the Omaha custom and courtesies and etiquette over here to fight week, and he says it'll be an honor to coach across from you, but you up here talking some other stuff. You up here saying, I don't care nothing about what he say. You acting like you truly has, vitriol towards them when they trying to be professionals. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, Crawford tried to get up there on the press conference and say, this is what they want us to do. Black people always come in here, they expect us to go hard with one another. He was trying to keep the peace. But I get it. When you don't have those people around you, it's hard for you to kind of have that mindset. Like Crawford was in there talking about, oh, black people, he didn't want to say the Rodney King shit, but hey, we can make this happen without all the ruckus, man, without all the rah. But if you want to go there, we can go there. We can get active. You know, he was pretty much trying to keep the peace. Bomac was trying to keep the peace. He was trying to let Derrick James know, hey, come on, man. It was an honor. It'd be an honor to coach across with you, man. This is what we do. This is what the sweet science coming at. This is what the scientists, we're the scientists, bro. We're the ones that's been in the lab with our fighter, coming up with a game plan for each one of us to attend the biggest fight in boxing. That's what we do. Now, Derrick James, he wasn't trying to hear that shit. He wasn't trying to hear none of that shit, y'all. And it's very messed up because we happen to see Errol Spence go in there and just absolutely look lost. He looked like a cannon fodder. He looked like, you know, when you go to some of these museums and they have old cars, old antique cars just sitting out there in the yard. You know, it's no grass, you know, it's just trimmed up real nice. They don't run, they're just an antique piece. And I know some people say, oh, I want to see that run. You know, it's almost like, you know, Errol Spence, you know, he's been idle for some time, and then people wanted to see him run. He just didn't know what he's supposed to do. Not that he's never been taught. At one point in time, that antique car was running. At one point in time, Errol Spence was the man. You know what I'm saying? He was out here. He was the freaking man when he was fighting equal to lower tier competition. Because listen to me, everybody, if you look at his resume and ask these people who was equal or greater to Errol Spence on his resume, they're going to say nobody. They're going to say nobody. And then you bring up the one name, Sean Porter. Do you consider him to be equal or greater? And then they say, well, that's just because Errol Spence, he wanted to fight Sean Porter's fight. But if he wouldn't have fought Sean Porter's fight, he would have made it look easy. So I think Sean Porter was just a tad bit below him. All right, cool. Got it. So the question was asked several times in the debate about Terence Crawford's resume. Oh, Errol Spence can beat everybody on Terence Crawford's resume. Who is equal to great on Terence Crawford's resume in the welterweight? Nobody. They all lower tier. They're bums. They're nothing. Okay. So that was the stamp of approval when it came to these debates, that Errol can beat everybody on Terence Crawford's resume. And then when Terence fought Kell Brook and Sean Porter, he got no credit for that. You know why? Because Errol Spence had already had a win over it. But to the real boxing fans, he stopped Sean Porter. And that, my friends, look, not just Kell Brook. Sean Porter, that, my friend, was when everything began to open up. That's how I see it. Everything started to open up about the coaching aspect. We had two different coaches here. We had a fighter that I said that Derrick James couldn't outthink, and Bomac, a coach that I said Derrick James couldn't outcoach. You know how difficult it is to take a fighter of the caliber of Sean Porter and Crawford go in here and stop this guy in the fashion for which he did? Had Sean Porter beaten the canvas, had him losing his wits in front of his pops, bro, losing his sanity. How can one guy do that? How can one guy make another fighter on a high level you lose his sanity? How does that work? So all along, right? In the meanwhile, he stops Sean Porter, and now people really start to process and think, troubleshoot, brainstorm. The hardcore fight fans, I can't speak even for the hardcore fight fans, because I'm saying to myself, quite some time back, I'm like, something, just different. You know what I'm saying? With what I'm seeing, like, I just don't see Errol Spence as just, what am I missing with him? You know, what am I missing? He's just a one-dimensional fighter. I said this on debates over and over again, and then people be out here, oh man, you're a fool, man. You don't know shit about boxing because you talking about he a one-dimensional, but man, he can fight on the inside, he can come forward, he has a high volume output. I was like, that don't have anything to do with the one-dimensional though. Like, just because he can cut off the ring don't mean that he's not one-dimensional. And then I'm thinking to myself about his coach. I'm like, what is he being taught over there? Who is he? Who is this guy? You know what I'm saying? What is he teaching him? Why do people believe that Errol Spence is doing something so spectacular with Danny Garcia and Eudenis Ugas? Who's teaching him? Why isn't it more people that can see that he's tiptoeing? He's going at just a moderate cadence. He's getting away with doing the same thing over and over again. That is why he kept pressing the issue, y'all. Stepping. That's why Errol Spence kept on saying stepping. When I step, I know Terence gonna step. No, you didn't. Because by the time it got to fight week, that had all changed. They was like, can we expect a knockout? And you was like, you didn't know what to say. Can we expect fireworks in the first 2 or 3 rounds? I don't know. I can tell you, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be ready. And Terence is going to be ready. In Errol Spence's mind, he knew that Terence was going to be a hard fight. He just thought from what he's been able to get away with, he was believing in drinking his own supply. Now, it's about to get touchy. They already pissed off, so I can't say what I'm about to say is going to do any more damage. It's about to get touchy. What confused me a bit is when I start seeing the all access shit. When I start seeing the all access and I'm listening to Errol Spence, you know, I'm listening to him, but I'm not seeing anything that's intensive. Like, I'm not seeing him get ready. Like, we got a fight that we've been clamoring for 5 freaking years. I'm not seeing the video, goddammit. I'm not seeing the intensity. You know, I'm seeing the shit over there in Omaha, but I'm not seeing it over here. Where's the coach? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, how are you preparing this soldier to go out here to the battlefield? What's going on? Like, what am I doing? What am I missing here? And then I started to listen to Spence, right? And he started talking about his coach all of a sudden. Cap. Fake news. For the first time, he's going to say, well, you know, I got to give credit to my coach. You know, he's been with me for this. And he tell the story how his pops brought him to the coach and they didn't talk for 2 years and this, that, and the other. And Derrick up there telling us, so yeah, the guy came in and didn't speak. I mean, we talk boxing, but he didn't converse for 2 years. For a person to know it was 2 years, 365 days in that motherfucker, 12 months. That's a long ass time for somebody to be training you. And what did WCS say? I said they cannot get that 2 years back, and they still got that 2-year gap in front of them. I told you all they still have that 2-year gap. It's still evident, y'all. They are 2 years. It's a 2-year gap of dead space. Within that dead space is some fucked up dark shit that we seen play out this past weekend. That 2 year on how Errol Spence was undetermined, like he was not on board with having Derrick James. Somehow his dad brought him. I don't know what this shit's about, bro. Like, I can't put my finger on 2 years. Do you know if you had your girl, right? Y'all was in a relationship and y'all really never talked to each other for 2 freaking years? You didn't talk to like you just you're gonna take care of the bills. Yeah, leave the bill on the desk. I'll take care of it. That's just one bill. You're gonna take care of the other one? Yes. Okay. You got the grocery list? Yes. Did laundry? Yes. It's your week to do laundry though. Okay, I'll get it done. Anything else? No. All right. Bye. The 2 years between these two men is still active. I said it before they stepped in the ring. I said you don't get away from 2 years without for two grown men. It don't have to be black men. Two grown men to be around each other that long and not have a personal communication. You know what I'm saying? No connection. I was on point. I believe I was absolutely on point with it because it played out with the lack of sensitivity that's going on with them. Now, let's not be gullible here. I'm not excluding Spence from him living out of pocket, bragging about living out of pocket, and telling people that's what I do. What you gonna do? I pretty much thrive living out of pocket. That's what I did my whole life. They say, okay, get out of line, take my belt off. I ain't your kid. Taking your belt off. I ain't your kid. Like, how sensitive do you have to be when your opponent tells you he's taking off a belt and he's making light of that shit that used to happen back in the day with the old school? Parents used to tell them, I'm gonna take my belt off. Y'all better quiet down quiet down. And this man loses. Hey, ain't your kid. We know you ain't his kid. I mean, y'all like 2.5, close to 3 years apart, man. Right? This fight plays out in the worst way possible. I mean, the lens couldn't be any more smeared. Do you know how many people that was communicating with me that was going for Spence that seemed to be so overly nervous? Like I'm asking, like, why are you so nervous? I'm just anxious. God damn it. It's just so much going on. God damn it. They were so freaking nervous heading into this fight. But I think a little bit of that nervousness would have went away if Derrick James and Errol Spence would have a bit more solid relationship. If people believe them to be working on one accord, I think the Errol Spence fans, the pro Spence fans will be a bit more confident. I know deep down inside these aerosexuals wasn't confident in leading up to this fight, because even though they was trying to brag about Derrick James, if they call themselves true hardcore boxing fans, true fanatics, they knew that he wasn't doing anything special with Spence. They would have knew that, just the way he said that. You know what I'm saying? People ask him, like, what is your game plan to fight Crawford? And he just stood up there. I don't know. I have no idea. He put it out there, y'all. This is the 2 years I'm talking about. He don't know because him and Errol isn't communicating like that. They don't communicate like that, bro. He said he had no idea. But come to find out, this man is bragging. This is crazy, right? The way Errol Spence brags about getting out of pocket is the way Derrick James brags about not watching film on his fighters. Have you ever heard two peas in a pod? If that ain't two peas in a pod, y'all, I don't know what the fuck is. Have you ever heard somebody brag about shit that can limit your productivity? We're talking about in a combat sport, a full-blown contact sport. These two guys are supposed to be a team. And Errol is bragging about getting out of pocket and end up having an accident and drinking and all this other stuff that went on with his body. His coach is bragging about not watching film to go in there and try to beat a fighter that's been above you on the pound for pound list, has shown he has more physical attributes than you do, more dedication, more commitment, more drive The way he focuses his lens when it's time to lock in doesn't start when it's fight camp. It doesn't start when it's fight camp. He stay ready so he don't have to get ready. But when you have the mindset of a team like James and Spence, who's not communicating on a healthy basis like that, and there's a lack of authority, not authority that someone has to tell. I'm talking about the authority where Spence can take instructions just like Bomac was given to Crawford. It's a lack of authority in that monk, man. It's a lack of authority. How is he going to go back in there and beat Crawford if y'all are not as one? It's nothing that DJ is going to be able to do. Nothing. If Errol Spence don't have respect for him. It's nothing that he's going to be able to do if he is treating Errol Spence just as a boxer. Go in here, train, and fight. The video I did the other day of him looking at him is not a lot of trainer who seems like he even have a thread, y'all. Even have a thread, a fiber that he cares about Errol Spence. There may be some internal shit behind the scene, right? Look, there may be some internal stuff going on behind the scene that we don't know about. Shout out to Andrew Charles on deck. G. Roy on deck. I see you. I'm about to get these super chats too. Appreciate y'all in the super chat. There may be some internal friction that's been going on for quite some time, man. That shit has just been cultivating, and then they just been continuing to keep it watered behind the scenes. And every now and then you see a weed pop out there that you say to yourself, "Oh, that don't look right." But when I heard that All Access and Spence was up there all of a sudden saying, Derrick James, he's my coach. I gotta give him credit. He didn't seem believable. Bro. I'm real. I feel good about speaking from my heart. He did not seem believable. How all of a sudden we didn't hear it in the Ugas fight. We didn't hear it in the Danny Garcia. We didn't hear it in the Sean Porter. We never heard that about Derrick James. That's the person that, he just got me where I need to be. He's the A1 numero uno. He is the best in the game. I never heard that. Listen, y'all, I never even heard him commission that shit. I never heard him speak highly of Derrick James. Never like that. All of a sudden for this big fight, he want to bring it out to the people. Shout out to Tyrese, man, with the $2 super chat. These thumbnails are classics. I'm down laughing. Man, I haven't even got to the thumbnail yet, bro. Real talk. Shout out to Tyrese, man. Salute to you for the $2 super chat. It's much appreciated. One love to you, brother. Andrew Charles, man, with a $10 super chat in the building. Shout out to Andrew. Turn that jab into a hook and smash the like. Damn. World Combat Sports. I appreciate you, Andrew. You know what I'm saying? Salute to both of y'all, man. Thanks for the donation. He said, turn that hook. What? Turn that jab into a hook, man. That's what I'm talking about. Keep it boxing, bro. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for dropping them super chats, y'all. Real talk. Back to the breaks, though. Were you not puzzled at All Access when he started telling how good gracious Derrick James was? I mean, was this something that you sponged up as conducive? You know what I'm saying? Like, I really, I'm really paying attention. I see where, did you have a conversation with self and say, you know what? I can see where he's going with that. Yeah, you should. Thank you. Yeah. But then we get the fight week. He fucks around and piss Bomac off. And I'm not gonna lie. I was waiting. I knew he was going to take the moment. I knew Diddy James was going to take the moment, and he wanted to overbear. He wanted to be overbearing, y'all. He wanted to take the limelight away from Spence. He couldn't wait to have that damn one-on-one verbal sparring with Bomac. He couldn't fucking wait. Boom, it happens, and he gets schooled. He gets schooled. He want to talk about the same shit these YTC aerosexuals was talking about. One in particular, I played the audio. You want to be able to move around and do something with your fighters. Well, he was doing something with his fighters. See, he taught these aerosexuals something too. He being Bomac. Bomac taught these aerosexuals something too. That you're busy based off looks, but what about the brain? What about the knowledge? What about the intellect of a person? Doesn't that go into the decision-making process? Hell yeah, it does. So when he starts telling Derrick James, hey, Derrick, no more hiding, man. What are you talking about? The only thing hiding is them Big Macs you've been eating. He said, hey, listen. No more hiding, man. No more hiding. You haven't went up against me nor my staff. Come on, that's what's one of the most classic one-liners that you will hear in a fight of this magnitude. You haven't went up against me. You may be in possession of an undisputed fighter who's training with another trainer. That's why Bomac didn't acknowledge that you had Jermell Charlo. He didn't acknowledge that shit because in the boxing circle, they know what's up. They know what's up, y'all. So the fact that he didn't even give you credit for Jermell Charlo that's in your stable, he knew that you didn't goddamn build him up from the one belt all the way up to the final belt with Brian Castano. He just brushed you off, bro. Like, you know how we used to brush our shoulders off, the old shit they used to do? Like, you know, just let people know, man, that ain't shit. I'm brushing my shoulders off. That's the way he did that. And then he pretty much said, we can bump our guns. You can bump your gun. I can bump my gun. But at the end of the day, the fighters got to get in there. Then he starts saying some goofy shit to just let me know this ain't the guy right here. Spence, listen to me. Spence. If you in Africa already, listen to me, bro. Every one of my thumbnails have a message, right? Your coach is not considered to be equal to Bomac. Listen to me, Spence. If your coach is not equal to that of Bomac, how is he going to take you to a different level for a rematch within 5 months if he's unwilling to educate himself? Bomac was on record as saying, I eat knowledge. Spence, your coach needs to go to the Bomac Boxing University because he's absolutely was taught an entire curriculum on the championship stage, July 29th. He was taught. He ain't going to admit to you, Spence, that he was taught. But that coach ain't it. That coach ain't it, bro. And I know this has been mentioned plenty of times before, and people going to look at it like, you know, why do you bring that up? I just don't bring shit up for fun. You know, my intuition is what it is. Mama tell you that. When she miscarried my brother, I already knew what was going on. I was standing at the door as a kid while it happened. That's as far as I go with my intuition. All I'm saying is, when it comes down to this championship game, this boxing, yeah, it's easy for people to look at certain people that don't have the sport. Okay, I mean, don't compete in the sport. It's cool. You don't compete in the sport, fine. But that doesn't mean we're not capable of assessing certain situations. If you want to compare what I was able to do in my military career and at the level for which I was able to speak to certain individuals, high ranking authority, high ranking officers, me being an officer myself in my career, transitioning in my career, having a top secret clearance, I did real world shit. So I was able to assess certain things because I had to make decisions. Derrick James' mentality is like I always say, he's not willing to put himself on a higher level where people can look at him and say, I want to be like him. I don't think it's a single coach in the sport of boxing that's looking to be like him. I don't think it's a single coach. It's been several occasions where we've seen him lose his mind over simple shit. Somebody talked to him about Crawford's 10 stoppages. He loses his mind and say, who is he beat? Who is he beat? And then he gets over there on the press conference. You ain't fought nobody. He ain't fought nobody. You really believe Crawford was trash because you had people on here talking about all he fought was low-level competition. Well, unfortunately for those individuals that believe that low-level competition, that Crawford himself was a low-level fighter, couldn't understand why so many legends and other fighters was going for Crawford if he's undeveloped and fought low-level opposition. How is that possible? How is that possible that so many people can be that ignorant? Spence, your coach should be enrolling in the Bomac Boxing University ASAP while he's in school. And it's going to take more than a year there, Spence. You need to find another trainer. And like I was about to mention about bringing this shit up, but it has to be said. I got to give him I have to assert him his credit. I have to certificate his credit. TBA said it, bro. He said it back in the day. He said it already. Nobody else said what he said when he said it and got the repercussions that he got because they wasn't in a position as to the reasoning. Whatever his reasoning was, Derrick James was acting like an asshole then, and he's acting like the same asshole now. Except this moment when he was being an asshole, it was due to individuals that he didn't have no authority over. He didn't have no authority over these individuals. So he really couldn't kick people out the gym. He couldn't tell them, don't do this and don't do that. No, these was individuals that pretty much might have seen that this dude was an asshole too. You know what I'm saying? They probably seen it. But listen, IOTBA said it. It might have sounded fucked up back then, but it's all right tonight. It's all right tonight. He said it. You can say whatever you want. I don't give a damn who gets credit or not. I'm saying it myself. He said it for whatever reason. It was fucked up when it came out that he hoped Spence lose the fire. But goddamn it, look, Spence lost and he should fire him. Why? Because he made him look like he didn't even supposed to be there, bro. He made that dude look so bad, man, for 5 years. Look, people, listen to me. This is 5 years of our life that we can't get back talking about this fight. It's 5 years of our lives that we can't get back talking and baiting and arguing about this fight. Within that 5 years, a person had mentioned, due to whatever circumstance he experienced, he said, Spence losing and hope he fires Derrick James. Now, Spence is exactly in that same moment. Spence is not going to look at it like that. I am. You lost, and you lost bad. Now, if it was ever a moment where somebody can wish bad upon you and get the results that they got with you in the ring in hope of firing Derrick James, this will be it, July 29th. July 29th. This is it right here. This is fucking it. You need to go to boxing school, bro. You need to sit. You look. Derrick James is not one of them people that can sit down in a room full of like-minded coaches and feel like he amongst his peers. This man, when he said he compete with himself, he truly believes himself is at a higher level than a lot of other people that's excelling in the sport. They get that mutual, genuine respect from other boxing heads and Hall of Famers and vets, legends. You know, they give them trainers that respect. You know what the word is right now? That DJ, they ain't singing that hook. You know what hook I'm talking about? That DJ, that old song. Hey DJ, and that's my DJ. Hey DJ, and that's my DJ, and that's my DJ. Hey DJ, they ain't singing that. They're not singing that hook right there. They're not. It's more like, you see DJ, you better run away. You see DJ, you better run away. You better run away. You see DJ, you better run away. You better run. EJ, AEJ, you see DJ, you better run away. You better run away. AEJ, you see DJ, you better run away. You better run away. You better run. Run, EJ, run, goddammit. Because there's no way you're going to be competitive against Terence coming to rematch if you stick with this guy. This ain't no Mel Charlo moment, goddammit. Don't get it twisted. You are not going to be in the right mindset to think that he got a plan to come up with all them fighters in his stable. With all them fighters in his stable now. With the lack of knowledge now, you think you think your coach is going to be able to return against Bomac. And you didn't even force them. Look, y'all didn't even force Crawford to fight y'all. You couldn't even force him to use plan B, C, and D. This man had his way on plan A. He had his way with plan A, dog. Look, he used plan A so much, BFTB didn't even want to talk about the fight. This is the person that sit up here and talk about in order for Terence Crawford to beat Errol Spence, he has to be at his best. But Errol Spence don't have to be at his best to defeat Terence Crawford. The dumbest shit ever. I can't make this shit up. I cannot. Look, you have to understand where I'm at with this, right? EJ, I'm not advocating for you, bro. I'm just speaking from a media standpoint that is no way possible. In the hot as hell, you're gonna go in there and outcoach a team that you didn't even force them to use their plan B. And that is a play of words right there, yo. Yeah, it's just a play of words, man. You didn't even force them to use their plan B. They didn't even get out of plan A, nigga. Nothing. You didn't even force Crawford to fight. Look, nobody. Timothy Bradley, nobody. Innocent bystander, nobody was coming up from the side. Hey, Crawford, you behind in the fight. Nobody. They didn't even come close to using that shit. Nobody, bro, came even close to saying, hey, Crawford, you behind in the fight. Nobody. He was on cruise control, man, in an old Cadillac Eldorado. Cruising. Air shocks and all on a Sunday. Armor all on the tie. He was cruising. You didn't even force this man into a fight. And you think Derrick James is going to come up with a plan in 5 months for you to go back in there and be competitive? Let me tell you a little secret. DJ, Diddy, the only way that your fighter makes it to the 12th round in the rematch is this right here. I'll be the first to tell you that, Diddy James. You want to hear what I have to say? This is the only way you make it to the 12th round. This is the one point of information and advice I can give you. You want to hear it? Is that Terence Crawford allows the fight to go to the 12th round. That's the only way y'all making it to the 12th round, because you are unable. You don't have the knowledge, man, to go in there and get Spence where he needs to be to step back in the ring for this rematch. You don't have it, dude. Swaying, look, I don't have to get Sway and Ye to replay their moment. You don't have the answers there, DJ. You don't have it, bro. You got to go to the Bomac Boxing University, and you need to take about 2 years off, and you need to be able to be a student. The good thing about you is that trainers can go into their latter years. Look at the Freddie Roach. Look at all these. You got all these trainers, man. Customado. Just look how old he was, right? You have the tenure. You can go on and on and on and on until the break of dawn. You can go further on. But let me tell you something, brother. You have been exposed. In order for you to get better as a coach, you have to be learned. You have to understand. You have to open yourself up to be taught. The worst thing in the sport of boxing, especially in your position of Derrick James, is the fact that you was taught in front of everybody under the bright lights on the job training. That's not the way you ever want to be taught. You want people to teach you behind the scene while you're in the process of building your fighter. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my fault. You separated building and development. You said something like Errol Spence was developed and Terence Crawford was built, to pretty much say that Top Rank just did perfect matchmaking. That's what you're trying to say, right? That's what you're trying to say. Okay, you don't have to admit to it. It's okay. But listen, you have to be able to sit in a room full of like-minded compeers of yours and be able to be taught. You have to go to other gyms there, DJ. And though I'm trying to give you advice moving forward, I'm also telling you that nothing you can do within this short window will be able to prepare you to go in there and do better, to get Spence ready to do better than what he did July 29th. Nothing. Nothing. You can't find a kiosk. You can't go up here and order you some boxing knowledge and a side of fries. Nothing. Nothing. If you think I'm lying, put that big money on it. You got paid, right? Put your money on it, DJ. Nothing you can do to get you right, to go in there in 5 months and to come up with a plan to beat Terence Crawford. Nothing. Period. You are what they call the underclass. You're the underclass, man. It's nothing DJ can come up with to go in there and defeat Team Crawford in 5 months. It's nothing he has. That's what you look. This is a perfect example when you should have been learning behind the scenes without all the bright lights shining on you, but yet you're so stubborn that you go into the T-Mobile arena with no game plan, feeling no type of way about your fighter. And let's just say Derrick James is mad about Spence cutting corners and not going to the gym when he's supposed to. Okay, let's just say that's the case. Do you know how to separate business from personal? So therefore, you could have just always held the personal. Y'all got 2 years of not talking to each other, right? So therefore, you could have separated the personal from the business, prepared that man the best you possibly can to go on the battlefield. So he can go in there and perform the best of his ability without looking like he's never been taught how to handle a fighter of the caliber of Crawford. Like you was totally out coached. You didn't even know this was a freaking actual fight of this magnitude. It's almost like you couldn't even comprehend the fight of this magnitude. This was for undisputed. This was not only just for undisputed, but this is for two-time undisputed for Crawford. You all was trying to get there. Just like Bomac said, you're trying to get there. I've already been there. You're trying to get to where I'm at. And you think people will sit up here, DJ, and think you can come up with a plan after seeing that bludgeoning, seeing that destruction play out in Vegas? How can a fighter, answer me this, DJ, while you fill out your application for Bomac's Boxing University, and make sure you use a number 2 pencil also. All right. I need to know something. How were you feeling? Like, let's share some moments of criticism, DJ. After witnessing that, right? How were you feeling inside? Was it empty? It just seems like it was like a balled up piece of aluminum foil. The way you were staring Spence down, like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, how were you feeling about your fighter and how he looked? Did his performance deserve your silence like that, brother? Did it deserve you glowering down on that man like he was trash? Did he deserve that in that moment when you knew it was lenses upon lenses upon lenses capturing the moment, and you up here staring down your fighter like he's trash, man? You have a decision to make, and I don't know what the agreement is with you all, between you and Spence. I don't know, people. I don't know what the agreement is between him and Spence, but I know this. I know a lot of people would like to see the fight again. And then you have a group of people that doesn't want to ever see Spence take a beat down like that. So WCS is all I'm saying is, EJ, if you know what it was like to be embarrassed like that, and then I'm hearing, I'm not really paying attention to it, but I'm hearing that, there's people in your own footprint where you was raised that's turning their back on you. And they're not turning their back on you because you lost. They turning their back on you because of how you lost. And when we talk about how you lost, we have to factor in the individuals that were supposed to get you ready for the moment. Where do we start? Hey, EJ, that's not your DJ. Hey, EJ, that's not your DJ. EJ, you got to start with your coach, man. EJ, your coach can't fuck with Bomac, man. He ain't got it. He can't get you ready to go. Bro, EJ, listen to me. Man, you go in there and look, like I said, the only way you're going to make it to the 12th round is that Crawford allow you to go to the 12th round. You at his guidance. Truth be told, that's who you're under his will. It's all about what he wants you to do. You under his allowance. How many rounds he chooses to allocate to you to get to the final, that's up to him. See, I don't know everything, and I might be dead ass wrong about some of this shit. But when you tell somebody, a black man, that you're gonna break him like Kunta, and you got the crowd, laughing and shit, and you being disrespectful, 0.5, on his resume. The man ain't did nothing in the sport. You know what I'm saying? You're not giving this man no type of credibility to be on the pound for pound list in front of you. You're not respecting his you're not respecting his undisputed title at 140-pound division with Julius Ndonga. You're not respecting Victor Poster. You're not respecting Felix Diaz. You're not respecting Yorkis Gamboa or Ricky Burns. You're not respecting Thomas DeLome. You're not respecting a lot of people that he fought. You're not respecting a lot of people that he fought because you didn't fight him. See, people are not able to go deep into your resume because you supposedly was at 147 pounds. But see, I did. I went until the last 7 that people tend to compare you and Crawford to, the last 7 oppositions. And I compared their ages because they were saying you fought old fighters. I'm hearing people on the screen on social media saying you fought, Terence Crawford fought old fighters. And then I'm up here looking at yours and I'm saying you fought some old fighters too. You fought the oldest in your Dinas Ugas. But back to the painful reality that EJ, what are you going to do? Real talk. What are you going to do? How are you going to, what decision you going to make? Hey, I heard that you enacted your rematch clause. That's what I heard. I read a couple of articles. I heard that you enacted your rematch clause, man. That's good shit, bro. But I'm going to tell you like this, right? You need to have a confession with yourself before you be in a bad position. I don't want you being forced into a disability. You might take what I'm saying as bullshit all you want. But one thing we know about Crawford, he has been known to beat up his friends. Sean Porter was his friend. He beat him up. He had friends he beat up when he was younger. So what the hell you think he's going to do to you in the rematch? You think he's going to sit up here and hold some type of soft-hearted, fluff of sensitivity and kindness for you, all because of the way he made you look? Bro, you might be forced into a retirement if you go back in there with the same coach in December. You might be forced into a retirement there, EJ. It's all about what you choose, man. How many people do you have around you that you can go to and ask for advice, man? You know the crazy part about it, if any one of them heterosexuals get mad at me for saying, you know what, you was trying to make it personal. How? It's personal when he was able to do the fucked up shit he did to put him in a situation that people are talking about now. Oh, they want to talk about he was on drugs. Look, I heard something that, you know who you are too. I heard somebody say that he was on painkillers. How do you know? How do you know if he was on painkillers or not? See, that's how rumors get started by individuals that want the clout and want the attention. They want to just say he on painkillers. How do you know? How do you even know? You don't know nothing. All these individuals trying to do is come up with a line of excuses to medicate themselves about what they witnessed July 29th inside their ring. And goddamn it, if you thought that was bad, let that man go back in there. Huh? Who resume better now? Let that man go back in there. Let him go back in there in December. Get the athletic, the boxing commission. Let him go back in there with Crawford. It's going to be worse, man. He may not make it back out the ring. He go in there with DJ. That might be the last record That might be his last record, y'all. 28-2. You want to end your career with 2 losses from the same person, and you are forced not to be able to continue because you was afraid to change coaches? We ain't talking about percentages now. We're not talking about, oh man, leave EJ alone. He got up to 28 and oh, listen, as a father, it's certain things I experience in life. It's okay. You know what I'm saying? I'll sit up here and give advice to certain areas, right? Certain areas of life. But I'm gonna tell you like this. It'll be foolish of me to try to make you believe that at this point of 28 victories in the game, knowing that you was getting away with cutting corners in a brutal sport. I'm talking about the hurt business. You was in a brutal fucking sport in the hurt business. And you know damn well that you have no history with Crawford. Y'all haven't sparred before. Y'all don't have wins over each other in the amateurs. You don't have any of that shit, bro. You don't have none of it. To come this far, man, and finally get the opportunity to prove the naysayers that was saying Crawford hasn't fought nobody, and you yourself believing he ain't fought nobody, and all the bum ass competition he supposedly had on his resume, all 39 of them. All 39 of them. He ain't fought nobody. He ain't fought nobody. You know what I'm saying? What do I got to fear? He ain't fought nobody. That's what they were saying. He ain't fought nobody. And God damn it, the bell rings, and the person that's supposed to be the heavy lifter, I mean the welterweight wrangler, he's supposed to have been the one and only Zorro. This man was supposed to be the Terminator, the Hulk. He's supposed to have the highest punch output, the breaking ribs, cracking motherfuckers. He's supposed to be everything that they say he was, dog. And Bud made him look like the weakest opponent. Not just in the welterweight division, but one of the weakest opponents on his resume. Am I lying? Jesus Christ. Let me get to this chat, man. Al Money on deck. I see you. WCS on deck. Cooking with Sir Senior. What's good? Salute again to the chat. Salute to you. Bruce Gas, Boxing Jazz, and more. OG, what they do? He kept his foot on the gas in Crawford fight. He kept his foot on the gas in the Crawford fight. I give him credit for that, but he wasn't coming forward that night. He was going backwards. If you're talking about Spence kept his foot on the gas, let's talk about what we know, Andrew, about driving. Let's come to a medium. Let's come to an agreement right here, Andrew. You say he kept his foot on the gas, right? But we all know if you keep any vehicle on drive and take your foot off the gas, the car still moves forward. If you put the car in neutral, depending on if you're on a slope or a flat, it may stay in one place or it may roll backwards or forward. But we know for a fact, Andrew, if the car is in drive and you release and put your foot flat on the deck, both of y'all, your feet is flat off of the gas. Depending on what car you got. Now, I ain't talking about a freaking Yugo. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about a Yugo. I'm not talking about a goddamn hatchback gremlin. 10 times out of 10, that car will go forward now. Spence had it in drive. I wouldn't say his foot was on the gas. I wouldn't say his foot was on the gas, bro. It just felt like he had the car in drive and he was just trying to find out what the GPS was talking about. Real talk. Spence was texting and driving, goddamn it. He was looking at the GPS and goddamn relocate. She kept on talking to him. Redirect. That's all he got on that GPS. Redirect. 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 He didn't know where the fuck he was going. He wasn't driving. You know what I'm saying? The car was just going forward, man. He wasn't driving shit. He had too many gloves. He wasn't driving nowhere, dog. Green. If I'm a fighter and my trainer say he doesn't watch film on my opponents, a pay decrease is in order. What the hell? What the F is he watching then? His fight against Lipsy? I know, man. I think you had that right too, Tipsy. He's watching his fight with Tipsy, goddammit. It wasn't Lipsy, it was Tipsy. For real. I agree. If any coach sit up here and talk about something like that, and talking about they ain't watching fight film. No way, no how. Derrick James is a very prideful person. Pride is his teacher, and pride will bring him to the end. Derrick James needs to humble himself. You know, straight up, G. I don't know if it's just strictly pride anymore. I think he has other underlying issues going on with the way he act. You know what I'm saying? For somebody to have that much pride, but yet you're accountable for other human beings in the hurt business. You're accountable for them, even though they have aged. I always tell people that in boxing, no matter how old you are, like in the military, if we're in there 15, 20 years, we're in a position of seniority. A fighter always need a trainer or someone to help them get prepared. You need someone to help you get prepared. You definitely need someone all the time to be in your corner, to give you instructions on what they see that you may not see. That's boxing, bro. It just has something to do with something else that's going on with this dude. Yeah, I wouldn't call it freaking pride. Yeah, I know pride is in there, but it deals with selfishness. It deals with a whole lot of narcissism. It deals with a whole lot of more areas, bro. Spence, what's the game plan, coach? Well, I'm training. I'll tell Bomac some shit about Cheetos, and you can say Crawford ain't fought nobody, and we should get the W. Spence, okay, coach, good plan. You know what I'm saying, Andrew? You know what I'm saying? That's about how it went. You know what I'm saying, Andrew? That's about how it went, bro. They didn't have no plan. They wanted to sit up on that stage and convince people that this was a comedy. This was a comedy hour. They wanted to take it upon themselves to say, well, we're going to highlight something that's going to have absolutely nothing to do with fight night. Bomac presence would have something to do with fight night. But what he was talking about, size and everything, Bomac didn't have to weigh in. He didn't have to weigh in, bro. Shout out to Carlos on deck. W says, salute, fellas. Salute to you. 111 on deck. It kind of makes sense that Derrick James did not watch film on Crawford in preparation. Crawford is almost invisible and something like unseen punches for his opponents anyway. I just feel like this. I just look at it like this. That how can you go in there? I mean, did you not understand the magnitude, or should I say, okay, well, you knew the magnitude of the fight, but you didn't care because you think Spence didn't earn it. I don't know. I don't want to put him in a sabotage type situation where he thinking I'm sabotaging I'm not sabotaging. I'm defaming his name and character and his brand as a boxer. You know what I'm saying? You know how people love doing paperwork. You know what I'm saying? This is the same person that told Sean Porter, if you want some real help, get away from your daddy and come over here and I'll teach you. That would have been the worst thing Sean Porter can do. And that's exactly why Kenny Porter approached him the way he did. That man has some other bullshit that's going on with him, that he believes he know everything. You know, cats like him don't make it in the military. Before they know it, they freaking NJP, and then they can't pick up rank, and they end up getting kicked out because they're not team players. He is not a team player. In order for him to go in here against this team in Omaha, you need to be a team player, bro. Not only do you need to be a team player, you have to have members on your team that you respect enough to listen to what they have to say. What up, N.O.? How you feeling, bro? Outlaw Pugilist, salute WCS. I sent a super chat right at the end of your last live. Okay, I have to check that out. Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Shout out to you, man. One love for the super chat. I didn't see it. I did not see it, man. Well, one love to you. Thanks for supporting the channel. Smooth Will with the $2 super chat on deck. He said, please tell me what these boxers see in James. I don't know. I don't know what they see in him. Somebody needs to see what happened July 29th. Somebody needs to assess the severity of that and then make a phone call or 2 or 3 or 4 or 6 or 8 and get Spence out of there to somebody else that can properly teach him for this rematch. That's what they need to do. This man needs to be in the Bomac University. Salute the Smooth Will with the $2 super chat. One love to you, brother. Thank you. Just wanted to say thanks for the consistent contact. Hey, you're welcome, man. Appreciate you for pulling up, man, and supporting. Real talk. Shout out to the hottest chat in the game. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the hottest chat in the game, man. Irishman, what's good with you? Derrick don't know what's going on. He left as fast as he can to get on another time zone. You know what it is, Carlos, man? That's how much he care, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I highlighted what Bernie said on Town Business interview, that, yeah, he should have been with his fighter and went with him to medical and made sure he was okay. That would be the right thing to do. But he's busy talking about catching the flight and getting up out of there. Like, it's you know, it's a lot of angles that you can take that's fucked up about that whole situation. Not just the point on the way he looked, but what he didn't take a look at, and that is film on Crawford. At least take a look at and see how what you seeing on film, how it may affect your fighter going in there. Just take a little bit of peek. Just take a little bit of peek. That one peek might interest you to take more peeks, and then you find yourself, okay, now I'm locked in. Okay, I need to watch this shit. I didn't know he was doing what he was doing. I didn't know he was doing it like that. Okay, then you call Spence up. Spence, watch film, man. Let's have film study. You know what I'm saying? Let's call up boxing gyms and have him do. Let's pay him to do a video breakdown of some of Crawford fights and slow it down for us so we can assess it. It's resources out here, bro. It's resources for them to go back in here and be more competitive in 5 months. I'm not saying it's going to make it past the 4th round, but at least you can be more competitive. At least this time you try to stay on your feet. Try to stay on your feet. You know what I'm saying? I still say he's Spencer gets stopped. You know, especially if he goes in there with EJ again. I mean, he goes in there with DJ again. He goes in there with DJ again. Oh my God, bro. I want to see a good fight. And I hear people say that, man, you've had plenty of fights. Look at Lennox Lewis, man. You know, Lennox Lewis, Hasim Rothman landed the shot and flatlined him. You know, Lennox Lewis came to, and he's like, no, I want that fight. I want that get back, run it back. I want the fade. And Lewis came back and beat him. That's after being flatlined, bro. Roy Jones Jr., Antonio Tarver. Antonio Tarver knocked out Roy. Did he knock him out in the trilogy? No. It all depends. But in this case right here, I don't see it getting any better for Spence heading into the 5-month window. I don't see it, y'all. I don't see it, people. I don't see it. I'm being real. I don't see it. Dan Tan on deck. What's good? Bud made Spence look like low-level competition. Man, you, me, and a lot of other people will agree. You know what I'm saying? That's how we at it. Just like that. He said, Bud made Errol look like a prospect. Pretty much. And I love the people who's up here just talking all that noise about low-level competition and how the low-level competition is gonna, if they land a punch and all that. Man, come on, get out of here, bro. No, not even close. Not even close. The man got his ass beat. Not even close. If he stays with the same coach, it's over. This man may not be ever, he may not ever be able to fight again. You think he gonna go in there and use the male Charlo freaking effect? Hey man, we get male Charlo in there, He came off that draw with Brian Castano. We worked on it. He ended up dropping him. He got him up out of there. Listen, Bud Crawford ain't any one of them cats. Period. I told you what I told you, EJ. This is not a plea for help. I'm just doing a live stream to help you understand there's a link out there that you may want to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Your coach needs to go to Bomac Boxing University, because when it comes to both of them participating as professional boxers, but yet holding down a position of boxing trainers, it's like professor student. They're not on the same level. They're not even on the same level, man. He needs to go and get some seat time quick. He needs to be in a room. I don't think I went through this. I said, if he's going to get people on his team, he need to get people that he respects enough to listen to. You can't have people in there and you busy watching them, and if they doing what you tell them to do, but yet your fighter may feel like, okay, I like this person, man. I like the drills they do. And you said, oh, we don't need you no more. Get up out of here. We don't need you no more. Go. Get up out of here. What? Bro, man, I was helping you out, man. I'm good, man. You up here trying to do too much, man. I got to do this shit myself, man. That's why I don't like nobody coming to him, man. I got to do it myself. Hey, Spence, you better run for the fucking hills, man. And when you get to the top of that bitch, you better leap off the other side too and pull that parachute. Real talk, you better pull that parachute. You run to the top of that hill, you better jump, goddamn it, pull that chute and goddamn get far away from that as possible. You can always get some new furniture. Rematch or not, DJ needs to go. Took Errol as far as he could and has never corrected or adjusted him. Facts. That's what I'm saying. Facts, man. God damn it. It's over. Some people love being, some people are afraid to get out of situations. You know what I'm saying? Like relationships, marriages. The marriage is over, but you want to stay there. And in the process, you got people that's looking at you. And then they asking the same thing. Why are you still together? What's up with the matrimony? It's a legal way that you can get up out of this, right? No, we just want to stay together and cause each other misery, because that's what it's going to be, misery, goddammit. I don't think Spence beats everyone on Bud's resume. I mean, look, you couldn't, look, I didn't hear that before, though, Dan. I'm not saying that you didn't say it before, but it was nobody up here saying, well, man, he mops him. He mops him, man. He destroys him. They was like, oh, man, it ain't going to be close. It's not going to be close, man. Before the fight there, Dan, they wasn't even coming with that attitude. Oh, man, he'll beat everybody on Terence Crawford resume. Like, they really act like those fighters wasn't anything. Like, this dude didn't have to fight. If Derrick attended Bomac University, Diddy is starting at the special needs sector at the school. Debbie says he needs to start from scratch. Hey, man, I'm on board with that. You know why I'm on board with starting from scratch? because it gets to pretty much erase a lot of bad teachings, curriculum that you've been taught. Any habitual type habits, habitual bad habits that you have, that you do habitually, you know, templates that you have that's all wrong. It gets erased, all of that, clean it up real nice, sanitizing and shit. As much as you possibly can, then start over from scratch, baby. Start over from scratch. For real. You need to start over from scratch. Put him in the class with those cats, for real. They got to hold hands going to the bathroom. That's what he need to do. I agree. It also depends on which Errol shows up. All that trash talking Spence became Bud's easiest opponent. Real talk. Shout out to Mr. Gumbo, a.k.a. Hot Grease. Mr. Sucker Free on deck, man. Appreciate the $10 super chat, my brother. Salute to you. One love for always supporting the channel, man. He said, our TBA is a profit. Spence lost, and the 214 Derrick James went across the pond. Down from the 214 to across the pond. God damn it, you ain't never hit that right on the head with the that nail. You struck that right on the head. Across the pond. That is, I forgot all about that. From the 214 to across the pond. God damn, dog. Hey, I'm telling you. He said it. It was just too early. And it was just too early, bro. It was just too early. Real talk. Now it's reality. This shit is reality now. He lost, right? Now he just need to take care of the second half. He need to fire him and go with somebody else over there in Texas. He can find somebody else. We know it's not going to be Roy Jones Jr. We know that. He can find somebody else. But shout out to Gumbo for that $10 super chat on deck. I appreciate you, big dog. 67 people in the chat, only 46 likes. I don't know why they be starving me out on likes, man. I don't know why. I don't know why. Why? You keep doing me so wrong. I don't understand why you keep doing me so wrong. Let me see, what up? Let me see, Gertz. Salute the XO Factory, my brother. Don Dada on deck. What's good with Don Dada? What you been up to, man? Salute WCS in the chat. Salute, man. What it do? Derrick James Crawford has to fight the perfect fight. All we have to do is be consistent. Derrick James Crawford has to fight the perfect fight. All we have to do is be consistent. Hey, Dan got the bullets, goddamn, in the mag. He has the rounds in the mag, shouty. They shouldn't have did it. It's too many rounds out here, man. You can pick them up off the ground and put them in your mag. Do you think we'll be getting Loma versus Shakur soon? I don't know. Oh, at Dundada? I don't know. They supposedly might be potentially signing. You know what I'm saying? All that clown shit that's going on with this fighter, that fighter. Nah, man. Terence officially changed his name from Bud to two-time Crawford. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Two-time Crawford. He definitely did it twice. You know what I'm saying? Now, Carlos, he definitely did it twice, didn't he? It ain't no mistaking it. He did it twice, no doubt. Spence and James probably simply do not like each other at this point. Between them, they likely can't work together anymore. So one of them is going to have the courage to separate. They need the divorce, man. That boxing matrimony they got is done. In order for you to have any type of success moving forward, and don't go in here and get 2 other losses, I mean bad losses, you need to divorce your trainer, bro. That matrimony is over. You need to get up out of there. Real talk. There's people in the chat that has too many bullets, man. Come on. And they spot on with that shit. So imagine what other people are saying, man, that's doing breakdowns and film study of this fight. It's going to get worse. Just think about the people who doing film study and they breaking down clips on what Crawford did. You know that's coming. You know that's coming. Real talk. We ordered to fight winner fights winner of Haney versus Progress Girls. Yes, they ordered the fight. In the photo yesterday, James looked absolutely angry and frustrated with Spence. He did, man. When somebody look at you like that, shit. I mean, that's the type of look when a dude find out you've been getting it in with his sister, and y'all grew up together, and y'all had this men's. Oh man, don't ever talk to my sister, man. You breaking the code. Don't ever talk to my sister, man. All right, we boys, right? Don't ever. And he come find out, you know, his sister in love with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? And shit, nigga. She done grown up, man. You know what I'm saying? shit, your sister feeling nigga. You know what I'm saying? Literally. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we ain't little kids no more, man. We ain't little kids, man. Your sister digging the nigga, man. You know, literally digging the nigga. I don't think so. Earlier, so I believe the belts become vacated. And we see what happens from there. But from what I'm reading, Haney is champ. I said, let me see. W says, does the fight have to happen before December or Spence just have to activate his rematch? Well, he's already said he wanted to rematch. So you know how it goes. Supposedly, per the contract, when it first was initially put out there, they were supposed to fight this year. And I think that was put out by one of Mike Coppinger or one of these guys that's over there on Twitter, right? So they put that out there that it has to be completed this year. But from what we've witnessed in boxing is that, yeah, they may have contractual stipulations, but they're revisions that be put in place with ease. Like they're able to make revisions. It's all about if both parties agree and all that, they can make revision and they may not fight the February 2024 or something like that. But right now, it's supposed to happen. The fight is supposed to happen before the end of the year per the contract, per the business. Derrick James doesn't teach head movement. Look, Kakashi. We know that. We just trying to understand why Spence choose to stay over there with the coach who's slapping him around doing the open workout, making them look crazy, man. And he's not teaching head movement. So maybe somebody can find out why Spence want to stay over there and with a coach who said he would rather get knocked out than take punishment. But yet his fighter took punishment, man. Man, you know, truth be told, that nigga might have PTSD, bro. I don't know how to gauge this cat. Something ain't right. A lot of shit ain't right, bro. Apparently, Jamel lost the same weight to Tony Harrison. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Lost the same weight to Tony Harrison. Jamel wasn't knocked down like that. It was just he got outboxed. Spence got outboxed, but Spence was on the canvas. Spence was on the canvas, bro. Derrick James got exposed. He got a real trainer, and he proved he's not a real trainer. He proved that himself on 29th. Oh, man, I can't say enough about that, bro. That shit's bad, 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 bad. Those who can't teach no head movement. Magnitude is the right word. Crawford is extremely dangerous. He is, man. And look, I don't see anything that Derrick James can do or teach heading into this fight. You know, and look, and everybody's gonna be coming up with all this. You know, this has happened before in boxing. Yeah, it happens, but You know, it's more so when I take a snapshot of fighters who's lost, it's like they was in there. Like let's balance them out on the scales. When you talk about competitiveness and their resumes, their body of work, they kind of balance out together, right? Equally, right? And the fight played out pretty much the way it's supposed to. It was extremely competitive, and one of the fighter ended up hurting the other fighter, and he got stopped or whatever. But this fighter never gave us that particular moment where Spence was living up to all the hype that people were saying. He never gave us that moment, bro. That everything that they've been saying about he has this very blistering jab, and he when he digs to the body, oh my God, it's just so much lethal venom to it. We never seen any of that. It's almost like, yeah, the lead up to it and him being on the pound for pound list and all that other shit, yeah, cool. But as far as the FICO, the appraising score of the performance, it fizzled. Karma is that bitch, because his performance was absolutely a 0.5. His performance, EJ, his performance was absolutely a 0.5 out of 10. So maybe looking back in hindsight, he was talking about himself rather than Crawford. I don't know. I'm just guessing. It's supposed to be Team Spence, not Team James. Absolutely. Great point. Great point. Great point. Great point. It's supposed to be Team Spence and not Team James. Great point. Terence Crawford is very dangerous, and he is serious about his career. Take no prisoners, Omaha in the house. Hey, man, taking no prisoners. Hey, he took a prisoner that night. Absolutely. He took a prisoner, goddammit. He took a prisoner. Real talk. He took a prisoner. July 29th, he took a prisoner, and he was slapping him around too. It's a certain code, you know. It's a certain code per the Geneva Protocol that we supposed to abide by in combat. God damn it, Crawford violated all that shit. You know what I'm saying? He slapped the shit out. Jeez, goddamn, dog. Oh my God, man. Jesus Christ. Bomac should bring Derrick James a bag of Cheetos to the next press conference. I don't even think Derrick want to touch anything about no weight, anything about appearances. I don't think Derrick James, will want to even go there, because the media is going to blast on his ass, man. Like, they're not going to take that shit, bro. Appreciate it, Blunt. Say hit the like button. That is hard to believe that he doesn't look at film. Unbelievable. Could just be a deflection by James and saying that to try to create a mystique. Hey, look, it'll be good if that's his mystique. Hey, 111. Check this out. What if it is a mystique, right? What if it is? What did he prove by Spence looking the way he did? So pretty much, if it's a mystique, Spence could have went in there and looked opposite. He could have performed way better. He was, oh shit. And he said he don't look at film. Oh my goodness, that dude bad. But that's not the case. So I kind of just brush that off as it's no mistake. It's him telling the truth, because he wasn't prepared for that. He wasn't prepared. Derrick James is a fraud, man. He need to go to the Bomac Boxing University. What's going on, Rogers? He said that's stupid for Spence to fight. He is sick. Well, we don't know if he has those problems. We don't know. That doctor wasn't qualified to speak on that. And then when a qualified doctor did assess it, they didn't find any signs of that. So, yeah, people running around with a fake ass doctor, and that's not even his real name, Dr. 805. That's not even that's what the show gave him when he was then talking about steroids and shit. That's not even his real name. My enthusiasm for Crawford win Saturday is replaced with concern for Spence health. The post-fight was disturbing. It was, man. He looked bad. But it's boxing at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? It's boxing. Real talk, it's boxing. Lightspeed, what's good? I see you. It's boxing. Of course, I was reaching hard to believe a pro trainer does not watch film, especially of current opponents. Hey, man, when you get down to it, you talk about Mystique. Hey, bro, it's a difference if someone had Mystique and then they totally fooled us, and Spence went out there and put on the performance which the aerosexuals believed that he had. They believed that this man had it in him. If he would have went out there using the jab and made the fight competitive and forced Crawford to fight him, they didn't even get anywhere close to forcing Crawford to fight him. He was in cruise control in there. He was basically putting on full display his boxing curriculum. He was on full freaking display, y'all. He was doing what we call growing up showing out. Showing out back in the day was bad. Your parents say, "Oh, you showing out, huh? Okay, I'm gonna show out on you when I get home." You showing out. See, that was back in the day. But to today, showing out is a good thing. Bud was showing out. Shout out to UGC Flame on deck in the building. What's good with it, brother? Salute to you. My biggest question, who is writing these contracts? I don't know, man. Derrick James looked like he wanted to bust the cap off and Errol Spence after the fight. Man, he looked mean as fuck towards Errol, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Perry UD, man, with the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. One love to you. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for supporting the channel. Those of you that tuned in today, man, and supported, thanks for the ones who's on deck in the building, the hottest chat in the game, and those who, you know, pretty much donated to the channel. I appreciate that, no doubt. One love to all y'all. Just because you watch a movie don't mean you understand it. I'm trying to figure out what you mean, Conquest. I don't know where you're at with the movie. Come on, Conquest, man. I don't know. Just because you watch a movie don't mean you understand. I'm trying to find out now. So if we're talking about what played out July 29th, that wasn't a movie. That was what you call a near homicide that you had thousands of people watching. You know what I'm saying? And it almost went down all bad, bro. Not watching films of opponents, pure arrogance. Shout out to Conquest with the $2 super chat. One love, brother. Appreciate you. Thanks for donating. Salute. Let's get it. Salute, WCS. Salute to you, brother. He's talking about boxing films of the opponents. Okay. No doubt. I don't know, man. I mean, we want to give him the benefit as if it's some mystique. There's some type of what they call it. What they call it. You know, it's this tale, almost like this mythical folklore. Hey, man, you heard he don't watch film of the opponents, right? For real. And he still have unified champions in stable. Yeah, man, he don't watch no film of the opponents, none. He just go off, you know, his energy and the shadows and the gods. And when he's rubbing his belly, what the angels is telling him. No, man, that shit don't work, bro. You gotta watch some film. You gotta watch some film, brother. Real talk. Shout out to Dr. Paul on deck, man. Salute to you. Appreciate you pulling up, man. First time catching you live, WCS. Hey, I appreciate you, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't seen you around the block a time or 2 or 3 or 10 or 15. You know, appreciate you pulling up, though. Yeah, man. You know, make it so bad. I gave this young cat a shot. You know what I'm saying? A young artist, man. He gonna make me another one, but a lot of people say, you know, they don't want to change. I say, man, I've been had that for quite some time, but I want to kind of make him. I mean, not make him. I want him to remake and give me something, you know, support the young artists down here. They got so many artist down here in the A that does that. But yeah, no doubt, man. Appreciate that. All right. Salute to Wales, man. Salute to Wales. 1:15 a.m. Damn. Okay. You must be retired. Man. You know what I'm saying? You must be retired. I ain't gonna lie. You must be retired. But definitely, you know, if you over here, make sure you hit the sub button for me, doctor. You know what I'm saying? You know, so you can see the notifications, man. I appreciate it. I see you on Coach and some other people. You know what I'm saying? Mostly Coach, though, I think. Coach Malachi's channel. Yeah, but hey, I'm at 2. You know what I'm saying? I'm at 2 hours. Always palms down. You know what I'm saying? 4 finger on the forehead. Salute to y'all. You know what I'm saying? Be sure to catch the replay if you ain't get it. Share the content. I appreciate it. Thanks to the ones who supported the hottest chat in the game in attendance, and also those who donated. Yes, sir, indeed. It's always love, man. Y'all hold it down. Until next time, I'm out.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss. Now you counting stars. Should've practiced more. Should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports. Subscribe.